I was like, I'm just letting you know. I said, I don't plan on coming back home, but I said, best case scenario, I am gonna get injured. I am gonna get wounded. So, hello, my name is Brennan. I'm from the United States. I was a Marine combat veteran who's fought in 2 campaigns in Afghanistan. Now, I live in South Korea where I'm a professional MMA fighter.
Brennan, you said you were in a few wars?
Oh yes, it was in Afghanistan, during the Afghan campaign. I went to Helmand province, which was in Marja in Afghanistan. When we first got our orders to report to Afghanistan, I had a conversation with my sister, and ironically, the time I went to war, it was when it was really a bloody war. People were dying and injured. So I was at home with my older sister. I was like, I'm just letting you know. I said, I don't plan on coming back home, but I said, best case scenario, I am gonna get injured. I am gonna get wounded. It's gonna happen. I said, I welcome it. It is what it is. She's like, no, I don't think that way. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. This is a war. I'm gonna get wounded. I already know. So I was able to be more relaxed because I knew it was going to come anyway. And even when I was in war, I told my friends, I'm like, look, I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get wounded. I'm just waiting for it to come. I already know what's going to happen. And they was like, look at me like, why is he so at peace with it? When it did happen, it wasn't as bad. I already expected it. So it wasn't as bad for me to be able to go through that because I've already knew it was going to come. I was just waiting. So.
Were there any things about war that you didn't know about until you got there?
Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot. So many things that they don't tell you when you go to war because you just have to really experience it yourself. But there's so much stuff they don't tell you, and it really is an eye opener because a lot of people, they see stuff on the video games and they see stuff in the movies or stuff like that or whatever. It's just really different. War is very dangerous because in war, you got to do things that are really unspeakable. I don't really talk about it as much. I don't really go into details as much when it comes to anything involving like what I had to do in war. But those who fought with me will honestly say that I was really ruthless. I was pretty much savage. I didn't have a wife, I didn't have a kid, I didn't have anything. So I was going there just for the sole purpose of destruction. So what they don't tell you is that you have to keep that same mentality in order to survive the dangers of war, because there's people out there that are going to try to kill you. So you have to have a certain mentality when you go to war. It's dangerous because there are people that are trying to kill you. However, it is more dangerous because it affects your mental psyche as well. It changes you. To be there for a long time and to have to stay in a certain mentality for a long time, it's hard to adjust. Even coming back home, it's really hard. That's why it's so dangerous going, because they have weapons and tactics and all these things going on that you have to watch your six all the time. I wrote my will was when I was 19 years old. They called all of us into the side of, it's like a gymnasium, basketball gym. They called us all in there, and all the Marines that was going to Afghanistan, they're like, oh, here, sign your will. So I had to sign my will, write out everything I own, giving it to certain people, etc. So like how much money I'll give to my mom when I die, how much I'll give to my sisters and to my grandmother, and who I leave my belongings to. It was a pretty long will, but I was 19 years old. Most 19-year-olds are in college. They're having fun, partying it up, you know. I'm 19 years old and I'm writing my will to my mom. It's an experience that I really wouldn't wish on anyone. I'm 19, I'm a teenager. I was a teenager writing a will out to my mom. I mean, it was bizarre, you know. It wasn't really scary writing my will. It was more scary because, okay, there was like a big chance I was not gonna make it home. So I was more scared of how my mom would react, and in a situation that actually almost happened. So I was just always worried about how my mom would react, because I don't think my mom would be able to really take that. Because me and my mom growing up, I was really close to my mom. We did everything together. When my sisters went out, me and my mom always spent time, you know. So I didn't know how my mom would actually handle that, you know. We ate goat. We went on a hunger strike a while back, so they had goat and they had kebabs. There was little kids that would go, we'll give them money and they'll go out and grab kebabs and then come back. We'll give them like little money to help them out. Kebabs was the best. They have like bread and stuff it was good. Yeah, there were fun things. I mean, war is really different, but the things we did silly stuff. Like we'll do bets. Like we'll say, oh, I bet you won't do this. And we'll do funny bets, or like running around the patrol base nude, or like playing like little fun games. Like we would like get like water and like spray each other, something crazy like that. We'll do like games on base. We'll like, do story time. You know, we'll tell stories about our childhood, get to know each other. And at the end, you're in war. So this guy you want to fight beside. So we talk to each other on base to like get to know each other and do story time and what we're gonna do if we make it home, things like that. We talked about things that no one tells you about when you go to war. War is a very scary and very dangerous place. A lot of people think because of the TV shows and the games that is a really exciting thing, but it hits different when you have to actually engage and there's no longer a respond, there's no longer a reset button. In the video games, you can shoot as many as you want and then you have your safe blanket. But when you let a bullet go in actual war, there's no retraction, there's no respawn button, there's no reset. So it's a lot more different than actual video games and movies. For those watching this in advance, I want to say, I am sorry it got pretty dark, but this is the true moments of war, and I want you guys to really just fully understand. Because most people, they think that war is really fun and exciting, but it's really a very dark place, and you lose your soul when you go there.